to the Nerds Who Swing podcast. My name is Miller.
Margot.
You can find us everywhere where you would find a normal podcast.
Search Nerds Who Swing on
Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Pinterest. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube.
We are so many places.
Or even on iTunes. That's probably where you found this one. And then the most important one is you can find us on Patreon.com, where if you want to just give us $1 or $2 to help just pay for hosting our website and our podcast.
Oh, that would be so nice of people.
I know,
Can you
right?
imagine if they did that?
There might even be bonuses eventually.
Bonuses?
Yeah.
Sexy bonuses?
No, lame bonuses.
Oh,
you
good.
could do our taxes.
Lame bonuses. Bonuses including.
That's right. And then you can also, we have a contest with every episode where if you want to be in our logo.
Yeah. Did you see our logo? Can you see it? Pull it up. Do you see our super sexy logo?
That's right.
Is it me right now?
It is right now.
It's me right now. That's me, folks. But maybe that could be you.
That's right.
Which would be super hot.
Send us your picture.
Send us a picture.
Any one of these.
No faces?
No faces.
No faces. Not that your face isn't sexy, but, other sexy business.
Also, no penises unless there's also a vagina there.
Because who wants a penis?
Yeah. Just saying. Yeah, as 50% of the vote, I'm not voting for that. Yeah.
Anyway, send us in your pictures if you want to.
You could be the background of the Nerds Who Swing logo.
Can you imagine your body, your sexy, sexy butt as the background of our logo?
Damn, Margot.
So hot.
Yeah. Anyway.
I like it. Okay, we're Nerds Who Swing.
That's right. Margot, Miller, enjoy the episode.
We decided to go to our first sex club.
Yep.
This is a while back.
Yep. It was pretty soon after we took the quiz.
Yeah, pretty soon after that, and some sort of talking and fun experimenting stuff at home and whatnot. Just the two of us.
We went out for lunch or supper.
We had a super fun long date.
We went out and we had drinks and stuff like that, and we pulled up the quiz and we were talking about it again. We talked about
that was that night. Yeah. Okay.
And
I forgot that led into the first night.
And we'd actually done an escape room before.
That's right. And we went and played we went to
an arcade kind of place,
I guess
it's like an adult
Chuck
E. Cheese,
like an adult thing. And we went for food and we had drinks and it was just this super long progressive day date.
Yeah.
And
then we were talking about this when we went out. And at some point, you pulled up your phone and looked up local places.
Everyone's noticing that he puts it on me, that I took out my phone, but yes, you're correct.
Where is this place?
Yeah, let's make this happen.
Yeah, we found two in the city that we live in.
Right. We've been to strippers and stuff before.
Right.
Thought maybe we'd end up there, because it's kind of revs us up. It's
at that
kind
point,
of a fun
it was
outing.
kind of that was the most taboo place that we had.
Right. But I think we were looking for a little bit different experience that day.
Yeah.
We were it was a fun date day. It's always kind of nice when you don't have to have that hard cut between maybe mom and dad life or work life or whatever, and then you're and sex club. Sometimes it's nice to have some connection time with your partner and have some drinks and get relaxed and all that kind of stuff. So so I Googled, we found two places.
Right.
And so we don't remember why we picked one over the other.
I think it was slightly closer to us.
Geographically. Always the best way to pick your sex club.
I don't remember if the website also looked better or not.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's just a word on websites in general. I don't know if it's because they are more taboo places, swinger clubs and sex clubs. I have really yet to find one that has a website that's very good. They all kind of look like seedy, underground,
made in the late 90s.
Weird, they gifts. Probably have an AOL address or something, and they're all very. Anyways, so if you find one in your area and the website looks like that, maybe still go give it a try. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a
web design is not high on the list of priorities.
Apparently, when you have other activities you could be doing, you stop designing websites. Right. I don't know, but I also would say the outward appearance of a club, same thing. Go inside, check it out. It's gonna look terrible from the outside.
Well,
in our experience,
the two clubs that are in our town, neither of them have a sign outside.
No, you kind of have to know where you're going.
I don't know if that's a rule or a law that they can't like advertise it or something.
I would imagine.
Or if they don't put it there for more kind of the clientele's like protection. Like
I think it's probably anonymity, and I think it's also, well, you know how people react when like an adult, you know, like video store. Well, that's not even so much a thing anymore, but where they would, you know, they come into like a neighborhood and it's beside sort of more of a family residential kind of vibe, and then there's like an adult superstore or whatever. There's sometimes some like public outcry, I guess. Yeah. So I wonder if it sort of said what it was. I mean, it could have a name, like it could say, I don't know, banana on the outside. I don't know.
The firm banana.
But it could have like a sort of a nothing name on the outside. It doesn't have to say like sex play club underneath.
No, that's true.
So you're driving by with your kids and they're like, what's that mean, Mom? Like, I understand that they might maybe not want that, but you'd think that they could maybe have just a logo or something on the outside. But anyways, the ones that we've seen, websites, nothing much. Outside, nothing much to look at. You got to know where you're going, find the address probably on the door, and just take a chance.
We Googled where it was. Well, first we talked about, so we were at the restaurant. We talked about going. You looked it up. And then we talked about, well, what are we going to do when we go? And we decided, or we thought it would be cool. It's like, what if we could see some people having sex?
Right.
Like, that was like our big,
I like that he whispers it.
Well, because we were at a restaurant. Yeah, not talking loud until we were. Although we had some drinks, so I'm sure our whispering was like, it would be cool.
Not so whispery, right? I think we were like, we didn't know if we'd fool around, like maybe we would, like just with each other. But the more voyeur aspect, sort of the live porn idea, would be fun. So I think I don't know that we went in with a goal. I'm not sure that, and I don't think that's a great idea because it doesn't generally pan out. Yeah. But, I would say that's kind of what we did.
Yeah, I agree.
So we drove there and...
well, we had to call the place because you're supposed to like...
To get put on the list.
Put on the list so you can go. So we called and we double checked the address and everything. And then we drove there and we didn't want to go too early. So we drove around the block like 3 times.
And kind of had to find it too and stuff like that. Yeah, I would also say lots of clubs are only open Friday and Saturday nights anyways. Yeah, lots of them aren't open weekdays. Some maybe they are, maybe near our listeners they are. I don't know. Maybe you're lucky and can go on a Tuesday. Yeah. Ours tend to be open only on the weekends, holidays, stuff like that. And don't open till later on, like 9-ish or something. We never really want to go before 10:30, 11. Yeah. It's just really kind of dead.
Yeah, we used to have a rule when we went to the strippers that we couldn't go when the sun was out. So I think we kind of followed that same rule for this.
Activity. Yeah, and it's not a shameful thing,
no,
although
it's just,
that's funny.
It feels strange to go to the strippers when the sun is out.
It is a little bit funny, yeah. And then it's just... I think it also enables you to sort of incorporate that other date time before you go, which is nice. And then when you go there, you're already kind of you're relaxed, you're happy, you're good. Yeah. You're not walking in and then you're trying to get comfortable because it's sort of inherently an uncomfortable place. At least the first few times that you go, because it's very like, am I wearing the right thing? Who else is going to be here? And do they like me? And do they? It's just it can be a very it's fun and it's worth pushing past the awkwardness, but it can definitely be kind of tough at the beginning. Right. So if you can incorporate that, that whatever your thing is, if you have a couple of drinks, have some food, just have some talking time that you guys or see a movie or whatever you kind of do as a couple first, then you're kind of in your best mindset to go in the first place. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so
so we
park.
We park.
We go.
We had some drinks in the car.
We did, yeah. Not while driving.
No. We parked and then drank. Yes. Said it in the right order.
I know. Yeah. Just making sure.
And then we walked down the block there, or whatever. And so the building, we couldn't go in the door right away. It had like a lock on the top.
You have to buzz in. And they let you in. It's very. Well, some are and some aren't. Yeah. But this one is very. I don't know. I guess you really have to jump through some hoops.
Yeah.
You can't just show up.
Yeah. And then you open the door and you're going down these stairs and it's like you're going down into like a basement. And I think we both kind of had the same thought of like, well, this is how we die.
Yeah,
we get murdered down here. Yeah.
Tell my kids I love them. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised we didn't turn and run, like, right at that point.
I blame Jen on that one. Yeah. Because I think I was more ballsy then. But yes, so you're descending into who knows what. Yeah. No sign out front. No one knows where we are.
We hadn't seen anybody yet. As far as we know, there's a guy waiting at the bottom of the steps with like a chainsaw.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not selling the sex club super well. No, it wasn't the best kind of like entry point into it. That's right. And you have to feel for these places. Yeah. What are you supposed to do? They can't put it right on Front Street because they would be driven out of the neighborhood, right? And yet people like us want these clubs to exist. So what do? Like they have to kind of keep it secretive, and you have to call, or you have to get buzzed in, or you have to know somebody, or
I think it's just sort of the staircase, kind of like
the staircase,
because it's like you're going down into a basement.
Yeah.
When we'll talk about another club later.
If it's on one level,
it's all one level, but it's somehow it's like if I go in right away and I'm in a nice lobby.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a lot different from. Going down a bunch of stairs,
even just with seeing shops and stuff. When you're just like walking around in stores and stuff, and you're like, "Oh, this place is over here." Makes me nervous to go down into a basement. Right.
There's no light down there.
There's no windows. There's no air.
Nobody can hear me scream. Yeah.
Okay. But
is there air? Do you even know?
Yeah. So once we're down there, it is a bar. There's a bar. There's ladies.
I feel a little bit more like relieved when we get to the bottom of the steps. Like we're still alive.
Yes. There's pool table, like a kind of standard.
It looks dark, like a dive bar kind of thing.
Kind of dive bar looking, but fine, right? So you have to sign in, like be prepared to. Most places ask for your ID. You have to pay.
Yeah.
Some places have like a first time free or like a sign up something, whatever. You can decide what you want to do there.
Some places
you got to use your real names. If you want to use fake names for your partners or who you meet in the club, that's totally fine, or online or whatever. I mean, that's a very common thing. But when you're going in, they do ask for your ID, so you can't be like, I'm Princess Banana Hammock. You can't, like, you have to have an actual name.
Yeah.
So it's like going to the strippers or going to clubs or going to whatever. So just be prepared for that, because I don't think I was overly, like, you kind of...
You're like, oh, no, they know my name. I got to get out of here.
Right. I'm going to put on my sex club persona or something, and which is silly. And once you've been a few times, you're like, I'm just me. Like, this is just a thing that I do, like other hobbies or whatever. But I think when you're first dipping your toes in, it seems like, this is crazy. I need to really, like, distance my normal life from this or something. So, but anyways, so be prepared for that.
And you have to, well, at least the places we've been, like, you should check before how you're able to pay. Some places just take cash. Some places don't take credit card. They'll take Interac.
Right.
I'm assuming some places take credit card.
Yeah. Some places also don't. So. Right. Yeah, that's good. Also, some places have rules about couples can come anytime. Some single ladies can generally come anytime. Single men, sometimes there's rules where they can only come if they're coming with a couple, or it's only on, certain nights or something. So you should check that out too, because mostly when we talk, we kind of assume that we're talking to couples, but that's probably not really
not accurate.
Fair or accurate. And like single women and single men are definitely can be part of the lifestyle as well. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there might be different rules at the clubs in your area as to when you can and can't be there, or how anything, whatever payment works. You can be the guest of somebody, some places, stuff like that.
So we paid our money.
Yep.
And the host guy, everybody was really nice.
Super nice. Everybody's very nice, yeah. Welcoming, not weird, not judgy, not creepy, not naked, any of the things you might be thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He calls over, I don't think she was a waitress or anything, but she worked there like a hostess or whatever.
The assistant, helper lady.
Yeah. And she comes over, and he asks her to give us a tour. Because it's pretty common for your first time when you go places. That they give you a tour of the place, so you feel comfortable.
Right.
And so you kind of know the rules of the club.
Yeah. Plus, you need to kind of know your way around.
Yeah, like where the bathrooms
here's the bar,
are.
Here's the bathroom.
Here's whatever.
Exactly. I think also he asked. I don't think it was required.
No, that's true.
They asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so she So the main dive bar part just looks like really any kind of bar that you could be in.
There was a pool table,
little
some
dance
booths,
floor.
a bar.
Yeah,
dance floor,
super normal.
There's a DJ.
Yeah, and then kind of went off to the side to this other area.
Right.
And there was bathrooms and like kind of a little sort of sitting area, I guess, basically. Pretty, again, normal, a little different because it's like past that part. I think that was where you could no longer bring alcohol with you.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
That's pretty common too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like once you get to the play area, you can't bring booze.
Once you're out of the bar space and you're into the play space, usually you can't bring any alcohol with you. And then, so what's the first thing that she showed us? The big room?
Yeah, I think so. So we went to the club looking for just maybe watching some people having sex.
Right.
So we didn't know what to experience. Or what we'd expect, sorry.
Totally.
Or what the experience would be like. So we go to the first room.
Yeah.
And we, was the first room the room with the glory holes?
No, I thought the first room was the big room, the big, big bed, where they host gangbang nights.
You're right, because she brings us to the big room.
Yeah, and she literally called it, she said, like, this is the big, I don't remember the name. They had a name for it.
Gigantic,
it's essentially just a room where the whole thing is like a mattress, basically.
Exactly.
There's pillows
it was like,
and stuff.
Yeah, wall-to-wall mattress.
Right. And she said, I'm pretty sure that the phrase was, Sunday nights are gangbang nights, and the towels are over there in case you're a squirter.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. You just want to watch some people?
This is the first sentence that this woman is telling us in, and we're in a sex club, but I was like, wow.
But she delivered it with such like deadpan.
Oh, yeah.
Almost just boredom normal. Because she had gave the tour so many times before. So it's like, if you think of your own job, if it's your job to give tours,
it's like this
the
is where the coffee
thing
is.
Over and over. You kind of like lose the the lust and joy of like giving this tour. By a time, whatever, like couple hundred.
Yeah.
And so it gets to us, and she just rattles off that line.
Rattles it
and
off.
I'm sure like if there was pictures of us, our eyes are wide,
like a
and like
in the
frozen
headlights for sure.
Yeah.
Just
like, did she just say?
Wow.
What?
Right. Yeah. But and also kind of cool that like those are just words that people throw around.
Right.
Like, that's kind of awesome, right? Like, whether it's something you want to partake in or not, like, it's a cool environment, I guess, that's a thing that exists, and it doesn't have to be quiet, and it doesn't have to, anyways. But we should mention, too, nobody was in there.
No.
There was no one
It was
doing
actually
anything.
a really quiet bar that night.
Well, I just mean in that room.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There was no one doing anything on this, in this bed. And their rules there was if you are playing there, other people are allowed to watch because it's sort of a public space, but you have to ask if you want to join in.
Right.
Which is a super normal rule, but just a good thing to think about because when you are being hit with all this information and you're kind of like excited or nervous or whatever, if you are going to fool around with your spouse in like a public space, you do have to be aware that people are going to watch you, and they might not ask because you're almost giving them permission to watch you because you're choosing to do it in a public space. Right. So if you don't want to, you just need to find, like lots of places have curtained off areas or actual rooms
like
with
this
doors.
place that she showed us next kind of had a couple other smaller rooms with smaller beds in them.
Yeah, with doors
that you could close or leave open for people to watch.
Yeah, almost like a teeny tiny hotel room.
Yeah.
Very tiny.
I mean, like
a...
This place wasn't the best for that. The rooms seemed... This is probably, like, my least favorite part of this club were those rooms.
Those little rooms?
They felt like closets.
They kind of
with a
like
bed
sex
crammed
closets,
in them.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like those.
I agree. They were a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she walked us through that. We saw the big bed.
Big bed.
The small rooms.
Yeah.
And then she kind of walked us into, like... I think they actually called it the dungeon or something. There was a name for it.
I think they did. And the first room in there was the glory hole room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was literally like you go in this door
to go into
this door. Yeah. Like it's like two doors with a wood, plywood divider. Yeah. And there's like a hole in it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Penis
literally
height.
like obviously penis goes in one side. Whatever you wish goes on the other side.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I
think it was around here where we might have started to realize that this is a little bit more of a BDSM club.
Once you sort of went to the dungeon, I guess,
and a little bit less of like a swingers club. It's still swinger, but it also includes
it
BDSM
incorporates
a little bit
BDSM,
more.
yeah. Which I mean, you can definitely go there and not go into the dungeon side.
Absolutely, yeah.
Also, dungeon sounds really scary. Like, it's not that.
It's not like this was in a basement without windows or anything. Yeah.
Okay, it was a little scary, but again, nobody was doing anything.
No.
So we still, at this point, we still have seen nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting to get the tour. It's almost a little bit relieving that no one is doing anything, because that might have been almost too much for like our first time, and with all this like glory hole talk and like squirting talk, and like she pointed out the towels so many times where I thought like this must be a really big problem. It was anyway. Okay, so glory hole room, and then the room with like the crosses. Kind of?
I don't know what those are called.
I forget. We should have done research.
It's like a restraint thing where you it's a wood that's like a
wood X.
It has like hand or wrist kind of like restraints, and I think ankle restraints.
I think so too. And then there was like whips and riding crops and
different
feathers
kinds of chairs and bed.
Blindfold, I think they had, and just different, all that stuff. And chairs, so you could just watch, or you could play while other people were, like you could play however you wish to play while other people were doing BDSM stuff or something like that. So we probably like, as someone who doesn't really, like, we don't really play that way, it seemed like a good environment for that, though. Yeah, like, they had all the stuff there that you needed, and it's sort of semi-private. It's not as though you're in this big, arena where hundreds of people can watch you or something like that. So it's a little bit more private, which I think would be nice, but also if you're there with people or you're interested in watching that kind of thing, there was an area for that too. So I think if that is what you're looking for, this particular club, or I'm sure there are lots of others, like they know how to handle what they're trying to give you an experience for, right? Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, which is great. I remember thinking, like, it's awesome that this place exists for people. Right. Even the parts that were not interesting to us at the time, or still aren't of interest to us. I just thought it was awesome that is a place that exists.
I think it's awesome too. But at the time, I remember my brain being like, I can't believe we're in a place like this.
It was,
Like, I'm 35. I was 34 at the time, but I remember being like, this place is so grown up!
Like you need a permission form to be there or something.
I know, right? Like,
I like your little kid voice. This place is so grown. That's cute. Kind of. A lot of the lifestyle stuff in general is very surreal. Yeah. Because it's just so, like, it might be something that you're thinking about. Mm-hmm. Maybe really seriously, maybe just kind of casually. Yeah. Maybe you know exactly what you want, maybe you don't. It's crazy to think that whatever that thing is that you want, there's a place, probably within a couple hours of you, maybe a lot closer, where you can go do that, like, right now. Yeah. You have to find your people, you have to find your places, you have to find, you have to get kind of into the whole lifestyle, right? But then, like, it's there. Yeah, totally. Which is crazy, but also kind of amazing. Yeah. Like, you want to play around with BDSM stuff? There's a place for you to do that, for sure. Yeah. You have to find it, and then you have to be brave enough to go. Yeah, totally. But it'll happen, right? Yeah. And even, like, this night, we've seen, like, no people up to this point. Well, that's not true. There's people, like, drinking at the bar and whatnot. And, like, but there's been no people playing or nothing sexual going on at all. Yeah. And yet, but still, So we finished our tour. I think that was about amazing tour. Yeah. I don't think we're quite giving off how, like, mind-blowing it was for us that it existed, that we were there, everything about it. Everything. Like, very surreal, very deadpan delivery, like you said. Yeah. And very, like, you also have to picture, I don't know if you are listening to this as someone who is like, I literally play in the lifestyle or in BDSM, like, every day. So you guys are such losers, and I can't believe you didn't know this existed. You're right. We were losers. I agree so much. I agree. But also for the people who are like, there are clubs like this. Yeah. So that was us. We were like, what? Like, this is a thing that you can do? Right. And those people who the most taboo thing they ever did was go see strippers or whatever, went into this club and they're being thrown like all these terms, and there's people. We should mention too, she's in almost no clothes.
Yeah, that's true. She had like
lingerie. She was covered, but barely.
Yeah.
All the waitresses, same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's, it's just very like, it's a lot different than watching like a naked lady on a stage.
Right, because they're way over there and there's kind of like a wall.
Yeah, she's kind of like touching you a little bit. Like nothing, whatever, but it's showing you a glory hole and like, it's like, okay. It's mind-blowing is really the only way to describe it. And not overly positive or negative, just wow.
Yeah, I agree. For our first dip into this.
Definitely.
We were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I appreciate it more now that we've had time to process it and try other things. Yeah. Or even just a few weeks later. Because it was great. I kind of love that. I love that we did that. It's not our go-to club now. Right. But it was a very good experience.
Well, especially because after we were done the tour, we got a drink. Mm-hmm. Well, we sat down first at a booth.
Yes.
And they have decks of cards there at this place.
Oh, yeah, they had naked lady cards.
Yeah, and they had cards with, like, naked ladies, and some of them
like
were
70s
dudes, like,
naked
doing
ladies.
stuff. And it was very old.
Oh,
like,
so
very
much
old.
bush.
Yeah.
so much.
We played war with each other for a couple minutes.
I think we did.
But we didn't play with the numbers. We played with, like, which lady was hotter, like, which card was hotter.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
And what was the one card? There was a card that looked
She looked like Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, yeah. And I think she almost won just because she looked like Amy Schumer.
Yeah. This is not being derogatory towards Amy Schumer.
No, not at all. It doesn't matter if you like her or not like her. It just felt like, oh, well, I know her. Amy Schumer should win.
It was definitely not her because this deck of cards was probably older than her.
Maybe her mom. I don't know.
Maybe it was Amy's mom.
It's possible.
Maybe it was. But that was very funny.
Yeah. So, if Amy Schumer wants to call into the episode and tell us her side of the story, that would be cool.
That her mom didn't pose for naked playing cards.
Yeah. So maybe ask your mom first and then call in.
Yeah. If we could get like a Twitter campaign going, that would be great. Like,
hashtag not Amy's mom.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
But it was very funny. Mm-hmm. And that was it's actually kind of cool that they had them on the table.
Yeah.
But
anyways, after that, which was fun.
We got a drink, I think.
Yeah, we had a drink. We were playing cards. And then
we were very firmly in a booth, we should mention.
And certain clubs have areas that are kind of like, if you sit there, it's almost like a black hole where you're not going. People aren't probably going to come over because it's a place where you sit. I'm sure every club has it.
Probably.
Where you sit there and you're not really inviting people to come over and talk to you just because of where you chose to sit.
Right.
It's not in foot traffic between the bar. It's not.
You're not dancing.
You're not at a table that's more open. You're in a booth that's more closed off. So it probably takes a lot more courage for other people to come up to you and say hi.
Sure. Well, imagine you're in a club, even not a swingers club, just a regular club. You're single, you're looking for a guy or a girl like to date, dance with, buy a drink, go home with, whatever. Like if somebody is sitting away in a far corner sipping their drink, not talking to anybody, it's pretty closed off kind of mood, I guess, that they're giving off. And if that's what you want from your night, that's fine. Go find a booth, sit with your partner, play with naked lady cards. That's completely fine. Right. No one's going to force you to socialize or force you to play or force you to be naked or nothing like that. But if you're looking to connect with other people and couples, then you kind of got to do almost like the no sitting kind of rule. Yeah. So you're more like mingling and you're chatting with somebody at the bar and doesn't mean you're doing anything with them. You're just being more social, I guess.
And we can talk a bit more about that. We could probably do a whole episode.
Oh, totally. That's a whole thing.
The best way to go about.
But we were sitting in one of those "don't talk to us" booths.
Exactly.
Not totally on purpose.
No, we just sat there. But you know what? It might have been on purpose mentally that we didn't, like subconsciously, we didn't know that we needed time to process the tour and talk about it.
Probably.
But a couple did come up to us and talk to us.
They did. They were lovely.
And I think we referred to them before as our swinging guardian angels.
Right. They were a little bit older. Right. Super friendly.
Right. And so they came over and I think they said that they could tell based on where we sat and how we were that we were new.
Right.
I think they asked us also, but I think they could tell probably. Right. If we were new, and then they asked if they could sit down with us and kind of chat with us, and they were a little bit older than us.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear that they weren't into. Well, I don't know if they were into us, but they were sitting down to chat. It wasn't... Right.
I think they even said...
They weren't propositioning us or anything like that. Yeah. It was literally just like, hey, can we chat a bit about the lifestyle? Like, you guys kind of seem new, which is... We should have been wearing like sandwich boards and ringing bells
Name
that were like,
that
we are
like,
so new. But
I think they said that when they first came, they had somebody come up to them on their first night.
Right.
And kind of give them a quick, like, helping, like, rundown. Mm-hmm. And so they thought they would do the same for us.
Yeah, which is...
super nice.
Really, really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were, like, really nice couple.
Yeah.
But I remember when he was talking to us, and he said lots of the things that we've said already in this podcast. Mm-hmm. But I remember he threw out terms like swinging and the lifestyle. And my brain, having already exploded on the tour, was like, what? What are these terms you're saying? Is that what we do here?
Yeah, we have to use those terms to define our life.
So I feel like for the second time that night, my brain exploded.
Sure. I think that's
And
fair.
I was like, oh yeah. I guess that is, like, I can literally feel my brain making the connections. Like, that is what we talked about.
Yeah.
I guess that lines up what swinging is.
Right. Yeah.
So.
And they were good to, like, just... They kind of told us what they do, what they're looking for at a club. They said that... they were very nice. They said that we were a very attractive couple. They kind of warned us in a way that if we don't go up to people, people might be intimidated to come up to us, which was... sort of a nice compliment. Yeah. And also, I don't want to sound like arrogant, but I think that has been true. Right? When you're a younger couple and stuff like that, I think sometimes people are maybe a little bit more intimidated to come up to you because they don't feel like they're, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's just what they told us. They said that people might not feel like they're on your level. So there is some of that kind of, will they like me? High school kind of stuff that goes on. But ultimately, everybody is super, super nice. Mm-hmm. And they were great. And we were never, like, going to play with them or anything. And no one invited anybody to do that. It was literally just a conversation about the lifestyle and what they do and how they go about it. And
they actually hadn't even done very much, I don't believe, either. They said they had done something, I think, in a hot tub with one of their friends.
So is how it started, I think,
and
is what they said.
No, I think he said that they hadn't played at that club before. They don't play there or something. Yeah. So I don't know if it's at other people's houses or what. But I got the impression that they were kind of relatively new. Mm-hmm. And that maybe they hadn't necessarily done tons either. Mm-hmm. But that still doesn't mean, like, everything they told us was super helpful. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have, like, full swapped 20 million times to, like, be able to tell some newbie couple, like, help
what's going on.
Well,
and we didn't talk about anything, I don't know, very specific or technical or anything. It was just really more like, don't be afraid to go up to people. Yeah. Everybody's here for the same reason. Everybody is super nice. Mm-hmm. Just give it a try and chat. Like, chatting doesn't mean you want to sleep with them.
Right.
Just like not chatting doesn't mean you don't want to sleep with them. Mm-hmm. So it's all kind of just feeling out the situation and that everybody is doing the same thing and that's totally okay. You don't have to go up to a couple knowing exactly what you want.
Right.
Just say hi, see what happens. And like that was kind of their advice, which was cool.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So after we finished talking with them, they did let us know too that the like clientele that goes there is more
a little older. Yeah.
And tends to be a very similar group of people,
which
can be a little more difficult to kind of break into a group when people already kind of know each other. They already have partners and stuff.
I agree.
Almost cliquey, but not rude, just sort of...
But people know each other when they go to these places, so are you going to go talk to the people you already know, or are you going to go...
Talk to the new couple.
So I'm not surprised that places like this are a little cliquey at first, but it's really easy to get in there and just talk to people, even though they talk to other people.
Yeah, it is. You have to do it, but it's not as hard as you think.
So they gave us their number.
They did. I forgot.
They we gave them hugs and said goodbye. Mm-hmm. Said thank you, and then
we left.
We went to the bathroom.
Right.
We're too nervous to go out the front door past everybody for some reason, and snuck out the back door, the smoker's door.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Why didn't we go back through the front?
I have no idea. But they're probably like, where did they go?
Poof, like we didn't even exist.
Yeah. I swear they were here. I didn't see them come back out the front door,
That's
though.
funny.
Or probably maybe they were all laughing. Like, ha! Like they have
Like,
cameras out the back. Like, look at these noobs running
Let's
up down
watch
the
them
alley.
leave. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So that was our first sex club adventure.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Sounds pretty tame. Sorry if we like got you hot and bothered with what the topic was going to be, and then no one even saw a boob or nothing. So.
Well, we saw Amy Schumer's mom's boobs.
Well, that's true, which was hot.
That's right.
We brought home the card and we did it in front of the card when we got home.
Yeah, that's right. It's framed up on our wall now above our bed.
Yeah. So not a club that we frequent, but super cool that it exists.
Yeah.
A little different clientele than what we're, or little different atmosphere maybe than we're looking for, but might be good on a night that they have sort of a theme or
a demo of some kind.
And so look for those things on the websites because they often are. So maybe they're talking about something that you're interested in. Mm-hmm. That's a perfect night to go. They also tend to draw more people on nights where they have something. So if they have something on the Friday and you go on the Saturday, there might not be very many people there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were all there on Friday or the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I gave that experience a solid, I don't even know how to grade it, A+ in terms of amazing material and stories and craziness.
Because we've actually told this story to a lot of people because it seems like more people in our area have gone to the second place.
And they maybe haven't even been to the first place.
No.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't make the mistake like we did.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a mistake, but it wasn't.
No, but it was.
I actually really
I liked that we went,
but
because if we would have gone to the second place first, we probably wouldn't have gone.
No, we wouldn't because we like the second place better. It's more. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So there you go. Check out the sex club near you.
That's right. Miller out.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Are you checking your Disney game again?
People don't need to know. Also checking my email.
Yeah. I doubt that.
I literally did just check my email. Yeah, I deleted one.
Me too.
From Indigo.
Totally not looking at porn.
Okay. What are we talking about today, Miller? That's going to be our intro because I always ask you.
Yeah.
And it'll always end with, I'll be in my bunk.
Yeah.